This is the third out of 4 videos in my series looking back at the 2024 Milwaukee Brewers. And in this one, we're going to take a look at the starting pitchers for the team. After trading away their best starter in the offseason and with their second best starter in Brandon Woodruff being out for the year, this unit was expected to take a big step back and prevent the Brewers from contending. But even with all the injuries and a bunch of different starters, this unit did a lot better than expected, with several players stepping up and performing really well. So, here we're going to give grades to the several players who made a start for the Milwaukee Brewers. The regular season is going to be used for the majority of the grades consideration, but if they did good in the team's limited playoff run, their grade can be raised. A is for a player who exceeds expectations or made the All-Star team. B is for a player who had a very solid season. C is for a player who met their expectations. D is for a player who had a disappointing season. And F is for a complete failure of a year. So let us get started with the first player on this list, the expected ace of the franchise, Freddie Peralta. Expected to be the ace of the franchise after the trade of Corbin Burnes to the Orioles, and with Brandon Woodruff being out for the season with a shoulder injury, Freddie has some big expectations to reach. He didn't quite make it to a Burnes-level season, but he still had a really solid year for the Brewers. He was the most consistent starter, and for the second straight season, made 30 or more starts. Peralta brought stability to a rotation that was constantly in flux, and that is something that was greatly appreciated by this organization. In 2024, Peralta appeared in 32 games, starting all 32 of them, having an 11-9 record, and a 3.68 ERA across 173 and 2/3 innings pitched. He also recorded 200 strikeouts for the second time in his career, a FIP of 4.16, a WHIP of 1.215, an ERA plus of 114, and a B-WAR value of 2.6. Baseball Savant was also favorable with their grades for Freddie, giving him a grade of 78 for pitching run value, which is above average, a 70 for fastball run value, above average as well, a 34 for breaking run value, which was poor, but a 92 for off-speed run value, which is great. He struggled a bit defensive in his one start in the playoffs, going only 4 innings and giving up 3 earned runs against the Mets. Overall, for his 2024 season, I'm giving Freddie a grade of B, as he was the same solid, dependable starter that we have known for the past few seasons, but he didn't take that step that many people were expecting this year, as he did struggle with a bit of command with his walk rate and with the home run ball as well. The Brewers picked up his option for the 2025 season for $8 million, and I would expect a very similar season to this one for the best pitcher on this staff, really. One of the unsung heroes of the Brewers season, Ray was another solid starting pitcher that the Brewers could trust to go out and pitch 5 innings while giving up 2 to 3 runs a game. For the vast majority of the season, that is what Ray was for the Milwaukee Brewers. But down the stretch in September, he really struggled, having multiple games with over 5 earned runs in them, and he never pitched in the postseason for Milwaukee. In 2024, Ray appeared in 32 games for the Brewers, 27 of them being starts, having a 12-6 record and a 4.29 ERA across 167 and 2/3 innings pitched. He also had 135 strikeouts, a FIP of 4.75, a WHIP of 1.264, an ERA plus of 98, and a B-WAR value of 1.2. Baseball Savant didn't grade him the best, though, giving him 47 for pitching run value, which is below average, 59 for fastball run value, which is average, 46 for breaking run value, which is below average, and a 25 for off-speed run value, which is poor. For his 2024 season, I'm giving Ray a grade of B- for his season, as for the majority of the year, he is a really solid option for the Brewers. But his terrible September ended his time with Milwaukee, as the organization declined his $5 million option for the 2025 season, and Colin Ray is now a free agent. Talk about coming out of nowhere. Tobias Myers wasn't on a lot of people's radars for being somewhat decent in the minor leagues, but the rookie came on in late May after being called up and sent down twice in the early part of the season, and was the Brewers' best pitcher for the remainder of the season. And not only was he the best pitcher on the Brewers, but he was one of the best pitchers in all of baseball, and only the Rookie of the Year, Paul Skeens of the Pittsburgh Pirates, was a better rookie pitcher in the National League, having a 2.81 ERA since July. And he also delivered a performance of his life as a Game 3 starter in the wild card round against the Mets, as Myers went 5 scoreless innings and having 5 strikeouts in a spectacular performance that will most likely be forgotten in the years to come. In 2024, Myers appeared in 27 games for the Brewers' 25 starts, having a 9-6 record with 3.00 ERA across 138 innings pitched. He also had 127 strikeouts, a FIP of 3.91, a WHIP of 1.174, an ERA plus of 140, and a B-WAR value of 2.7 in basically 2/3 of the year being a starter. Baseball Savant also loved him, giving him a grade of 84 for pitching run value, which is great, a 60 for fastball run value, which is above average, 66 for breaking ball run value, which is above average as well, and an 88 for off-speed run value, which is great. For his 2024 season, I'm giving Myers a grade of A+. It was just an absolutely fantastic year for the rookie, who came out of nowhere to stabilize his rotation with an excellent campaign. I'm looking forward to seeing him be a staple of this rotation for years to come, and I'm just hoping that this isn't just a blip of the radar and he will be good for several seasons. Brought in from the Tampa Bay Rays in early July, many fans of the team were surprised by the acquisition of Savali, as he struggled in the early part of the season, having an ERA over 5 by the time he was traded. But that darn Brewers pitching lab got a hold of Savali, and after a few rough starts with his new team, he was one of the best pitchers for the Brewers down their playoff push. In the second half of the season, Aaron appeared in 14 games, starting all 4 of them, having a 6-3 record with a 3.53 ERA across 74 innings. He also had 65 strikeouts, a FIP of 4.79, a WHIP of 1.216, an ERA plus of 119, and a B-WAR value of 1.1. Baseball Savant wasn't a fan of Savali at all for the whole season, giving him a 29 for pitching run value, which is poor, a 57 for baseball run value, which is average, 21 for breaking run value, poor, and 11 for off-speed run value, poor. He appeared in 1 playoff game for the Brewers in mop-up duty in the Game 1 loss to the Mets, where he went 3 scoreless innings with 2 strikeouts. Overall, for his time with the Brewers in 2024, I'm giving Savali a grade of B, as he was just a really solid starter for us down the stretch, and was well worth the trade that we did to get him. Aaron is under contract for next season, and he is going to be, I believe, another good, solid arm for this rotation. The second major pitcher that the Brewers acquired at the trade deadline, Montas, didn't work out quite as well as Savali did. Acquired in exchange for outfielder Joey Weimer and another minor leaguer, Montas was very inconsistent with the Brewers, having a solid game in one start and then struggling in the next one. He appeared in 11 games for the Brewers, having a 3-3 record with a 4.55 ERA across 57 1/3 innings pitched. He also had 70 strikeouts, a FIP of 4.35, a WHIP of 1.256, an ERA plus of 92, and a B-WAR value of a flat 0. Overall, for his 2024 season, Baseball Savant did not grade him favorably at all, giving him a 9 for pitching run value, which is poor, a 20 for fastball run value, which is poor, a 7 for breaking run value, which is also poor, and a 64 for fastball run value, which was above average. Montas also started Game 2 of the wildcard round against the Mets, but he struggled, only going 3 2/3 innings pitched, giving up 3 runs, but only one of them was earned due to an error. Overall, for his time with the Brewers in 2024, I'm giving Montas a grade of C-, as though he was a decent innings eater for the team. You expect more out of that if you bring in the guy at the trade deadline. The Brewers declined Montas' $20 million option for 2025, and he just recently signed a 2-year, $34 million deal with the New York Mets. I wish him the best for the remainder of his career, but I am glad that he will no longer be a member of the Brewers. Brought in on a 1-year deal as a low-risk, high-reward pitcher due to his injury history, Ross had a bit of an up-and-down season for Milwaukee. He started out as a starting pitcher for the Brewers, and that did not go well, having an ERA of almost 5 before landing on the 60-day injured list with an injury. But after he came back from the injured list and joined the bullpen, he was fantastic, as he had an ERA under 2 in his 15 games coming out of the pen. In 2024, Ross appeared in 25 games, starting 10 of them, having a record of 3-6 with a 3.77 ERA across 74 innings. He also had 66 strikeouts, a FIP of 3.83, a WHIP value of 1.365, an ERA plus of 111, and a BWAR value of 0.5. Baseball Savant graded him out pretty well, giving him a grade of 65 for pitching run value, which is above average, a 46 for fastball run value, which is average, an 82 for breaking run value, which is great, and a 63 for off-speed run value. He has also appeared in 2 of the 3 Brewers playoff games against the Mets out of the pen, and he was fantastic, going 1 2/3 scoreless innings and picked up the win in Game 2. Overall, in 2024, I'm giving Ross a grade of B-, as he did struggle in his time as a starter and with injuries as we expected, but after he moved to the bullpen, he was one of the best options for the Brewers and was dominant in the team's playoff push. He is currently a free agent, but I would like for the Brewers to re-sign him and keep him in the bullpen, as he was just fantastic in that role. The other player that the Brewers got from the Orioles in exchange for Corbin Burnes, Hall, was expected to be a big part of the Brewers' rotation heading into the 2024 season, even being the Game 2 starter to start the season off against the Mets. But Hall struggled mightily with his command and his efficiency of getting through innings, having an ERA over 7.70 before a trip to the IL led him to miss most of the early part of the season. He then rejoined the team in August and actually was moved to the bullpen, where he pitched a lot better than he did in the starting rotation. There were still a couple of rough patches for him in that span, but he did show some of that promise that made him a part of that massive Burnes deal. In 2024, Hall appeared in 13 games, starting 7 of them, having a record of 1-2 with an ERA of 5.02 across 43 innings pitched. He also had 44 strikeouts, a FIP of 4.68, a WHIP of 1.605, an ERA plus of 84, and a BWAR value of negative 0.2. He didn't pitch enough innings to get the number grades from Baseball Savant, but in general, he got a poor grade for both pitching run value and fastball run value, an above average grade for breaking run value, and an average grade for off-speed run value. Overall, in 2024, I'm giving Hall a grade of D, as there was high expectations for him due to the trade, but he really did struggle for the majority of the season and spent some time injured as well. But he did show some potential in his stint in the bullpen, and I believe that he can still be a good part of this rotation in the future. The one player still remaining with the Brewers organization from the Josh Hader trade, Gasser finally made his MLB debut this season and was off to a fantastic start to his career. His first career start was especially special, where he went 6 scoreless innings against the Cardinals and picked up his first career win. But an elbow injury after his 5th career start required him to have Tommy John surgery in early June, putting him out for the rest of the season and for the early part of 2025. In 2024, Gasser appeared in 5 games, starting all 5 of them, having a record of 2-0 with an ERA of 2.57 across 28 innings pitched. He also had 16 strikeouts, a FIP of 3.38, a WHIP value of 1.036, an ERA plus of 165, and a BWAR value of 0.6. Baseball Savant also would have graded him pretty favorably if he pitched enough innings to qualify, giving him an above average grade for pitching run value and an average grade for fastball run value, breaking ball run value, and off-speed run value. Overall, for his rookie campaign, I'm giving Gasser a grade of B, as in his limited time before injury, he was a really solid pitcher for the Brewers and had a ton of potential to be an impact pitcher for this team for this season. I just hope that his Tommy John recovery goes well, as I do believe that he can be a really solid pitcher for the Brewers in the future. Brought in on a trade with the Seattle Mariners in exchange for a single dollar, Keuchel was a guy who was able to eat up some innings while the Brewers were really struggling with injuries to their starting rotation in the early part of the season. But the former Cy Young Award winner struggled in his 4 starts with the Brewers, not going deep into games and having a lot of trouble with his command. In 2024, Keuchel appeared in 4 games for Milwaukee, having a record of 0-0 with an ERA of 5.40 across 16 2/3 innings pitched. He also had 11 strikeouts, a FIP value of 5.63, a WHIP of 1.860, an ERA plus of 79, and a BWAR value of exactly 0. Baseball Savant was not favorable to him if he qualified, having a poor grade for both pitching run value and fastball run value, an average grade for breaking run value, and an above average grade for off-speed run value. Overall, for his 2024 season, I'm giving Keuchel a grade of D, as he did do his job of eating up innings in the limited time he was with the Brewers, but he was really not that great during his time for Milwaukee and was DFA'd after his 4 games with the team. I wish him the best, but I do believe that his major league career is going to be over following this season. Another rookie who made his debut for the Brewers in 2024, it seems like Milwaukee rushed a young Nicaraguan to the big leagues too early. He was brought up in mid-June while the team was struggling with injuries, and he in turn struggled as well. He did do decent in his first career start, going 2 2/3 innings, giving up 2 earned runs and having 4 strikeouts, but his next 2 starts did not go nearly as well, as he gave up 4 earned runs in each game and was sent down to the minor leagues, where he did play slightly better, going 9-9 with a 4.51 ERA across 129 innings with Triple-A Nashville. But in the majors, Rodriguez appeared in 3 games, starting all 3 of them, having an 0-3 record with an ERA of 7.30 across 12 1/3 innings pitched. He also had 9 strikeouts, a FIP of 5.60, a WHIP of 1.784, an ERA plus of 59, and a B-WAR value of -0.4. Baseball Savant didn't give him good grades either, giving him a poor grade for pitching run value and fastball run value, as well as an above average grade for both breaking run value and off-speed run value. Overall, I'm giving Rodriguez a grade of D, as he really struggled in 2024. But he is a really young pitcher, only being 22 when he made his major league debut, and his stuff can be good. And if there is any team that I trust in developing him, it is the Milwaukee Brewers, but I think it will take some time for him to really hone in his command. Expected to be a major veteran presence and a solid member of this rotation heading into the 2024 season, Miley instead only appeared in 2 games for the crew, as an elbow injury that required Tommy John surgery caused him to miss the remainder of the season. Miley only appeared in 2 games for the Brewers in 2024, going 0-1 with a 6.43 ERA across 7 innings pitched. He also had 2 strikeouts, a FIP of 6.60, a WHIP of 1.429, an ERA plus of 68, and a B-WAR value of -0.1. Overall for his season, I have to give Miley a grade of F, as he only appeared in 2 games and had a massive season-ending surgery during his age 37 season. The Brewers declined Miley's mutual option for 2025, saving them about $10 million in payroll. This might be the end of Miley's career, as it is really hard for a pitcher of his age to recover from that injury. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it took me a while to get this one out. Been very busy with holidays and stuff here, but yeah, this is the 3rd or 4th video in my series grading the Milwaukee Brewers in 2024. Currently working on the script for the relief pitchers, and that one's going to be a very long one to do. So it might take a while for that one as well. But if you like the content, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.